Okay, Marietta, what makes you decide to leave your country for very far land, Japan?
Okay, actually, it's just like all the youth around the world. We are looking for better place, better opportunities that we didn't get back home.
Mm.
So yeah, when we get that opportunities, we are like, okay, let me try. I give my best. Then if it works, then I'm lucky.
Yeah,
But once you leave your place, then you do your best for it to work.
yeah, that's true. Like
Yeah,
you have no choice.
you have
You
no
have no
choice.
choice, and you just have to
Exactly.
do your best. But like, why Japan? Why not any European country? Because it's much closer to your home.
Yeah, it's true that the European countries are closer to my house, but the opportunity I got was from Japan because I had one of my senpai, I would say, who studied there like 6 years ago. I mean, before I went there, 6 years ago, and then he made a kind of partnership with between the Yamagata University, Ojirakawa campus, and one university back home here in Benin, and
Mm-hmm.
it's that scholarship was it was not a scholarship, it was a kind of agreement, exchange student agreement, get their first students from Benin. Then a friend talked about it to me and I was just like, okay, let me try. Have I'm not doing anything like better home, let me just go and try, you know.
So it's like the motivation that brings you abroad because you didn't have anything, like you want to change your life,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What did you do
Like I
at that?
wanted not like change my life, but do something different.
Do something different? Yeah.
Yeah.
That usually the main motivation for people to seek an opportunity abroad. But what did you
Mm-hmm.
do then? What did you do back then?
Uh, for living.
Yeah,
Oh, I
like
didn't get your
before,
question.
what did you do before you came to Japan? What did you do in
Oh,
Benin?
actually, I just like finished my undergraduate studies,
Mm-hmm.
then was doing some internship here and there that didn't get like the job I wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah, just doing internship that is not actually paid. It was not paid internship. So I was just like,
Mm.
okay, let me just try abroad and maybe continue for my master's studies and my PhD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like before you went to Japan, you must have known that you didn't have money. Like
Yeah.
the program didn't provide you any
Hmm.
money, and you
Hmm.
didn't have any English or Japanese skill. Were you
Yeah.
afraid? Were you afraid by that time?
Of course, I'm afraid. Before you leave, the university send you some documents so you learn about the campus life there. And I saw in that document that you have opportunities to get scholarship when you get there. I mean, when your Japanese get better. And I was just like, okay, I'm just going there just for studying Japanese, right? Why I will not get good in it? So I tried, then I left. And yeah, I was afraid, very afraid actually, because
Yeah.
it's a new place. I know I don't know anyone. I don't know how it's gonna be. But I was just like, let's just give it a try.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
did you have any like a second thought, like it's just risky, it's just so risky, like no money in a new country and couldn't communicate with anyone, nobody that you would really know. And like, did you have any second thought
Yeah,
or
actually,
doubt about it?
um, I was just like, why do I need to think about what is not going to be okay there?
Yeah,
Maybe everything will be okay. So I just think about positive things.
yeah, okay, yeah. That
Yeah.
actually make me also remember myself that time when I like apply for PhD in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And I also didn't go with scholarship at
Mm-hmm.
first. Like I just knew that I would get tuition fee exemption, and I was thinking,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's it, that's enough. If I don't have to pay tuition fee, then that's enough. For living is easy. If people could survive, I must be able to survive too. and I didn't have any second thought about it. I remember Mika asked me that time, should you may be waiting for next year to apply for scholarship? No, 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 no.
Mhm.
I know
Mhm.
that I would be able to survive. So money is the last thing I'm worried about. And it's true. Money
But
was the
actually,
last thing.
for me, it was not the same because for the first year, of course, the tuition fee was waived, but my goal was not to do that just 1 year of Japanese course or Japanese culture classes.
Mm-hmm.
My objective was to do my master, and I was not sure that I will get the tuition fee waived. I was just like the first year, I do my best because I have a lot of free time to get like 2 or 3 vitals
Oh my
part-time
God.
jobs. Yeah, part-time jobs to save enough money for at least starting the first year of the master, and then after I will see if I get any scholarship or if the university waive me the tuition fee.
My God, that's just so it's so brave because if no you didn't know that you would get tuition fee exemption and
Mm-hmm,
there was a possibility that you would have to pay for tuition fee,
mm-hmm,
which quite a lot, and you were all in for it. It
yeah.
not scare you at all. That's
No,
really
I was
incredible.
scared.
You
I
were
was
scared.
scared.
Okay, you were
Yeah, of
scared,
course.
but you still would go for it. Yeah,
Yeah, I was scared, but still, just like,
yeah,
being scared is one thing, but the other thing
mm,
is just like do what you have to do for it to
yeah,
be okay.
yeah.
So I was ready to do whatever is needed.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true. Yeah, and if you believe that you could win in life,
yeah,
you
yeah,
would
yeah,
win in
yeah.
life. Yeah, that's incredible. And
Mhm,
but I also, as I know that you are also you also had a small child that time, right? Was it
mhm,
difficult for you to make decision? Because I'm asking it because one of my colleague back in Vietnam, so she
mhm,
wanted to go abroad for study, but she had a small son, maybe
mhm.
10 years old or something like that, and she was so confused. She didn't know what should she do, study or stay always like that. In that she wasn't happy at home, but she couldn't move abroad. So what was
She
your
couldn't
struggle?
go.
Because she feel guilty to leave her son at home, but then to take him with her is more challenging for both of them. So
Mm.
at the end, I think she decided. I already asked my professor for her position, but then she decided to stay at her home
Wow.
in Vietnam. So yeah, so I want to know about your feeling, your
Yeah,
question, your
actually,
inner
it's
question that
never
time.
easy.
Yeah,
It's never easy. Like when I was living, my son was 2 years.
two
So
years old. My God. Yeah,
he was a baby.
yeah.
It wasn't easy at all, but it's more opportunity, not only for me, but also for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you are just like, if you will listen to your emotions, you won't leave him. But then maybe 10 years later, you will be like, it's because of you, I didn't get that opportunity.
Yeah,
You know,
that it
you will
would be
make,
like that.
actually, you will feel guilty when you are leaving him, but
Mm,
maybe 10 years later, you will make him feel
mm,
guilty because he will feel like it's because of me.
mm.
You wasn't able to, get
Right.
that opportunity back. So I was just like, I don't want him to feel guilty some years later. And I also want to give myself, all the chances to succeed. That it won't be only for me, but also for him. It's
That's great.
difficult. It's not an easy choice actually, but you have to, forget
Yeah.
a little bit about your emotions and be strong enough.
Because a 2 years old,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
just so
yeah.
baby, sending him to a kindergarten at 2 years old still feel like it's still too early, right? And leaving him
Exactly.
at home
Exactly.
feel very
So
bad
it
about that.
was difficult. Actually, for at
Yeah.
least 6 months, it was really tough for me to get,
Mm,
you know, uh, but it's okay.
yeah.
But it's not an easy decision anyway.
Right. Right.
Mm.
And have you ever thought if you didn't go? if you didn't go to Japan,
Mm-hmm.
how would your life be? Would it be like the same, like you are doing business now?
It has,
Would it be worse or better?
no, it won't be the same because being in Japan make me learn a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I was just back home, I will have, a small job somewhere getting, being like a common salaryman.
Right. And
Yeah,
now you
getting
are,
maybe some salary every month and living my quiet life somewhere.
yeah,
But being able to go to Japan to face that challenges, to learn, you did your PhD there, you know how tough it is. So, facing these challenging challenges make me more resilient, more stronger, and more,
powerful.
I won't say smarter, but it make me be able to do a lot of things at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. So like it was a tough decision for you back then, but then it's
Yeah,
worth it, right? And now
exactly.
you are building up a business that
Mm-hmm.
also not only benefits for you, but also for your son. And
Exactly.
it
And
was a
for other
wise
people,
decision.
for all
Yeah,
the people working with me, and
yeah,
you know,
that's incredible. And when we were in Japan, it was a COVID time. I remember it was COVID time, and you couldn't go back home. For how long was it?
actually, stayed 6 years,
For
six
six
years in
years.
Japan. Yeah, before I was able to visit home.
My God, so you were in Japan for 6 years before
Yes,
you visit
6 years
home.
straight.
So like
Exactly.
6 years, you didn't see your son in person. And how was it? Like, did it create a distance between you and your son?
Yeah, we talked on the phone, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
But you just get used to.
Mm,
And I used to say, when you are facing a challenge and then you have the solution to the challenge, it's okay.
yeah.
It's
What do
okay
you
not
mean?
to complain. But if you don't
Mm,
have any solution to the challenge, it's
mm,
okay not to complain because anyway you don't have solution. You
yeah.
just leave it the way it
You just
is.
you just have to live with it, right? But
Exactly.
that and yeah, and once you clear with your decision, you just have to
Hmm.
face it and
Yeah.
go through it, rise and
Mm-hmm.
thrive. But okay, then take us through the journey in Japan since the first date you were there, from the very first day that you were there.
The my journey in Japan. When I was there, I went there the first time in 2016.
2016.
2016, and it was like in April as a exchange student at Yamagata University, Kojirakawa campus, for as exchange student. So it was still winter time
My God,
because me,
it's so
back
tough.
home it's
Yeah,
hot.
yeah.
It's hot. So when I was leaving, it was around 30 degree, around 30 degree. Then you just reach a country where it's 4 degree.
My God, 4 degrees must be like around
Exactly.
April already.
What?
4 degrees must be around April.
Yeah, it was April, beginning of
Yeah.
April. So
Okay.
4, 5, yeah, sometime when it's 9 degree, you see Japanese saying, "Oh, iteki desu ne." You are just like, what are you talking about? It's cold.
Yeah, I remember I arrived Japan also in April. It was super
Mhm.
cold. It was 2 degrees, and my God, it was
Exactly.
freezing cold. Yeah,
So for
because
them,
like
it was like, yeah, it's okay now. It's not cold again. I'm just like, you guys, it's very cold because me in my country it's 30 degree, you know. So as I told you, I was there without scholarship. I didn't have scholarship, so I had to get part-time job, even the first week because I just had like Then, the money I carried there wasn't able to make me live for 1 month. So I
Yeah,
needed to look for very quickly for a job. And
that's
that
very
was
quick.
exactly that was
Yeah,
a Hanami time.
yeah.
So they had that small jobs in the park, and I started
Okay.
there.
Sorry, I
I,
interrupt here a bit. What's the
Mhm.
Hanabi? What's the Hanami time?
Hanami is like cherry blossom
Yeah.
festival in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, every April, around April, May,
Yeah.
that cherry bloom in Japan
Mm. And
from
that's
the north to the
really,
south. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
an
And a
incredible
lot of
time.
persons
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
visit the
Yeah.
parks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
People come to the park, picnic and
exactly.
see the cherry blossom, yeah,
Yeah,
gathering, and then you got a job to sell something, some
mm,
snack.
exactly.
Yeah.
So there was these ladies selling the snacks, and they were looking for someone for part-time job.
Yeah.
And yeah, my sensei helped me to get the part-time job. So I did that job for 2 weeks. I get another part-time job in a restaurant, and yeah, start with one, then two,
Wow.
then three.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. You are like job hunting.
Yeah, because I needed a lot of job because I needed to save money for my master actually.
Yeah. And how could you manage time for like doing three part-time job at the same time with studying? How could you
Yeah,
manage
actually,
it?
I go to the university in the morning. The classes ended around 2 p.m. or sometime at 4 p.m. And then I start from 5
Wow.
to maybe 12. And
God.
yeah,
Wow, that's really powerful. And then next morning, wake up and then
Wednesday
go
I
for
have
job
one
again.
from exactly. So yeah, that's how I manage. Sometimes even I go home at 1 or 2 a.m. And yeah, but I had to manage. Anyway, I didn't have friends, so even I was back home early, I feel bored in my room.
Mm.
And yeah, I'm just like, okay, instead of feeling bored in my room, it's better for me doing some part-time job to get money. And
Yeah.
also it was for me a good place to learn Japanese.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like you could learn Japanese
Yeah,
during
yeah,
your
yeah,
working.
yeah.
Yeah. I was so impressed with your ability to learn Japanese so quickly.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
you came with zero Japanese skill and
Yeah.
you get out with full Japanese skill from zero
Yeah.
to hero. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
Japanese.
yeah,
I just had to practice.
how did you learn Japanese? Because like if from I'm asking that for myself and for many people, because
Mm-hmm.
it's very difficult to manage time to priority another language. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to spend time for your work and then for business and then for living, for well-being, anything. And then finished, the day finished, you don't have any time left for to learn a language. Now I'm in Italy also struggling to learn a language. So
Actually,
how did
it's a
you do it?
mistake a lot of people make. You don't learn language in the books. You have to speak its language.
How to speak, but how do you
So,
speak? Like from the very first day, you have like you don't really understand what people say. You can't remember what they say. How could you speak it?
yes, like when you are going for instance for Japanese classes, and then you learn the grammatical rules and vocabulary, whatever you want in the books, you try to practice. For example, for me, I had like a small copybook and just choose like go for the part-time job. I try to use those words when I'm talking with my colleagues or with some
Mm-hmm.
customers.
Yeah.
So you don't learn the languages in the books.
Okay.
You learn by practicing.
Okay.
And you don't be, yeah, don't be like, no, I don't want to make mistake. Mistake makes perfect.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That mistake make purpose. So
Yeah,
like
mistakes makes perfect.
so
So you
use
have to make mistake. If you
yeah.
do, you make mistake once, 2 times. Not the third time, you will be perfect.
Hmm. That's true. So like
Mm,
you went to the class to learn some basic grammar and vocabulary, and then you practice it, the same thing
mhm.
with people at your work, and then you
Yeah,
multiply it with some
yeah.
new grammar and new
Mhm.
vocabulary from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's I must apply it. Recently, like every day on the way to university, I listen to Italian podcasts that they teach
Mhm.
Italian language. And then
Mhm.
when I arrive, I almost forget everything. I only remember some word, very few words.
No,
And
you
then
try to
yeah,
speak with the the student, even the
yeah.
small phrases. You try. You just try.
Mm-hmm.
Make
Okay,
mistake, make a lot of mistake is the best way
okay,
to learn.
okay. I must, and then I will report you. Okay. And can you, and then after how long did you get the Rotary scholarship?
Actually, the first year that I was exchange student,
Yeah.
I applied for the master classes at Yamagata University at the Faculty of Agriculture. And then
Mm-hmm.
I passed the test. That was the first year in 2016. So the test of Rotary Club was in December. So I had to pass the June or no September test.
Like
I had
after
to pass
6 months.
the yeah. After 6 months, I applied for the master. Then I succeed the test actually
Wow, wow.
in September. So go again for another test for the Rotary Club scholarship. So that was like an interview and a writing test or something like that in Japanese. And that was in December 2016.
Okay,
And yeah, of course, I've applied and also passed the test for the Rotary Club. And it works.
that's amazing. So like they had 2 rounds of tests.
Actually, for the university test, you have one in September, then another one in June, I think.
Okay, another
It's
one in
two
June.
times, but for the Rotary Club test, it's just once in December, I think, beginning of December.
Okay,
So you have
okay,
to make sure that you get your entrance for the master or the PhD.
okay. So you come in April and you did the test with
The
Rotary.
acceptance letter at the university, you don't, yeah. If you don't get the acceptance at the university, they won't allow you to pass their
Okay.
exam. Mm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so because the internet is unstable, so let me repeat it a bit. So like you came in April and you did the test with Rotary Club in December, means
Mhm,
8 months after you come.
mhm.
And the test was in Japanese language
Yes.
and you could beat it, no problem.
Yeah, actually, I was not perfect, but I did my best.
My God.
Actually, I've prepared for it because I knew some students that took the test before, and I asked them, what kind of question about, what am I doing, what do I have to write about. And then
Mm.
I've prepared it. I've written maybe for 2 or 3 different terms, and then just try to learn it as you learn your lesson.
Okay. So like you ask somebody got it before about the questions and
Exactly,
then
like
you prepared and they ask exactly the same questions or different.
the subject that they talked about and they discussed about.
Okay.
And
But then
then, yeah,
yeah.
I
But then
try to work on it.
Hervé, your brother also applied for it, but he didn't get it.
Yes, because his Japanese wasn't good enough. And also, I know it will be, if he get a scholarship, there will be like, it's because of me, you know. So I
Mm-hmm.
think they didn't want to
Okay.
make it feel like, yeah, uh,
Okay. So
yeah.
like kind of corruption.
Exactly. They didn't want it to be like corruption or these things.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. That's amazing. So yeah, that's quite a good like what to say skill advice like for people who want to apply for Rotary scholarship, like prepare the
Mm-hmm.
question for the
Mm-hmm.
discussion writing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then after 8 months you got it. I couldn't get any that such a big scholarship when I was there. I got just so scholarship.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because Jaso is in English, right?
just so was in English.
Yeah,
And
because for
yeah,
the other scholarship, for the other local scholarship, they ask you to have some Japanese skills.
yeah, that's the thing. And for just so I got 50,000 Japanese yen. For Rotary, how much was it?
For Rotary, it was 140,000 yen for the
140,000.
master and
Yeah.
100,000 for the undergraduate.
Oh, okay, 100,000 for undergraduates.
For
And how much for?
undergraduate and 140 for the master and PhD for 2 years or 1 year.
So for masters is 140,000. For PhD, how much was it?
Same.
The same. Okay, and you
Yeah,
got
it's the
both
same for
for
master and PhD.
masters. Yeah.
No, I just got 2 years for master. It's
Oh,
only 2 years. You get for 1 or 2 years, no more than 2 years.
and how could you manage for the PhD then?
I got just a scholarship for the PhD
Yeah, the same as me.
for my things. I worked, like RA, research assistant, then for
Mm,
administrative assistant. Then I did
yeah.
both with my professor.
Okay, and that's enough. Yeah, that's
And
very
I
good.
actually still had my part-time job, so
You still have your part-time job.
yeah,
Actually, that's quite comfortable, right? I
yeah, yeah,
remember
yeah,
that
yeah,
time it was very comfortable for me. Like also just so scholarship and then RA and then TA and and then a bit of
yeah, yeah, yeah,
part-time job. I did only 3 hours per week part-time job, and it was very comfortable.
yeah,
No
yeah.
problem with it. Can you share about the experience of learning about agriculture in Yamagata University? A review about,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay, I mean, me actually, my background wasn't agriculture.
Is it? What was
It,
it?
it was like not really agriculture, but how to say agribusiness, things like that.
Agronomist. I think here
And
people say agronomist, right?
agronomist, yes.
I'm not sure. I just heard that
Oh,
word
I
some days
wasn't
ago.
like plant production.
Yeah.
I wasn't plant production. My major wasn't plant production. But when I get in Japan, like the closest field to my major was plant production, actually.
Okay.
And also, for Japanese, all the senseis didn't speak English.
Mm-hmm.
So the one, when you check the one who accept international student easily and who is able to work with international student was Nishizawa Sensei. So I was just like, okay, let me give it a try.
Okay. Like it doesn't matter what he's
Yeah, yeah,
doing,
yeah. Doesn't
as
matter
long
what
as
he's
yeah
doing. Then
he speak
I've heard
English.
that he was working on tomatoes and
Okay.
strawberries. Then I was just
Yeah.
like, okay, I like it too. I will try.
Yeah.
So that's how
Doesn't
I
matter.
started. Yeah, that's how I started. But I very quickly like loved it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it becomes like I can't do anything else actually.
That's very cool actually. Sometimes people think a lot like what should I do? Tomato or like a strawberry or banana, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's still new knowledge. You learn about it, you will love it. And
Exactly.
yeah,
Hmm.
like whatever you learn, new knowledge, you always fall in love with what you learn. But yeah, the
Hmm.
most important thing that he could speak English.
Exactly.
So that he could
So it
guide
was
you.
okay. He was
Yeah,
nice. And
yeah,
yeah, I've
that
learned a lot. But the challenges for us, we didn't have the same background with the Japanese students. They learn a lot of things when they are an undergraduate student that we don't learn. And
mm,
when we get there, we have to, you know, learn that and then learn what we are doing now. And when your professor is not someone who understands your challenges,
mm,
it's difficult.
mm,
It's really difficult.
that's
But
true.
it's part
And
of the journey. We have to do our best to learn.
yeah.
The teacher don't teach you, you learn
Mm.
yourself.
Yeah. And that's how
So
you
you have to
grow,
learn
right?
yourself. Exactly. So if you're waiting for your professor to tell you what to do and
Mm.
to teach you anything, like you are not at a good place. You have to learn by yourself. You have to make your own research. You have to try everything by yourself. You may fail. It's okay to fail. That's the
I find that it's like there are two types of professor. One is
yeah, yeah.
very kind, help you
Hmm.
everything,
Hmm.
like it may be holding your hand to do the work, but then you
Hmm.
wouldn't be able to learn anything.
Exactly. You do
And
it by
one,
yourself
yeah,
and you fail. It's
yeah,
okay to fail. Fail as long as you are trying, but you have to do it yourself. Don't wait
yeah,
him to tell you what to do or to
yeah,
teach you anything.
yeah, and
So for foreign students, it's a little bit difficult and it's challenging, but it's part of the journey. And at the end of the journey, you learn a lot of skills that help you in, your everyday life.
but actually, when you say it, it sounds very easy. Like if you like it, okay, you just learn it. But I know that it must be very difficult to go through that. Like you would feel so lonely, and you would feel like stuck, and I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
have a friend. I have a friend. I interviewed her last week. So like she was studying in the Netherlands, and her professor also didn't give any like instruction, and she just tried and failed, and she was so depressed, and she felt,
Yes.
yeah, felt
That
so
that
difficult.
actually, if you want to study in Japan, let me tell you the truth. You have to keep in mind that no one is gonna help you.
Mm-hmm.
You will learn and fail however you want, even die if you want, but no one will help you until you get it yourself.
Mm,
They will never help you. That's the
mm,
system. I
mm.
think it's part of their culture.
Yeah, but
It's not like in Europe or around here. It's part of their culture. They are just like more you struggle, the most you learn.
mm,
That's how they think.
yeah, okay, and that's how you grow, how you become stronger.
Exactly, exactly. And that's all these things that make you resilient, that make you not to, give up.
Yeah,
And yeah,
so it's always like a two sides of the coin.
exactly. There is a good side and the bad side. The bad side, yeah, you get depressed. Me too, I got depressed in Japan. I
Yeah.
was actually didn't know that I could graduate on time because
Mm.
yeah, my sensei keeps saying no, 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 no until like was just like my goodness. It wasn't easy, but mm,
What was difficult with the tomato that time? What the most difficult part in your research that you keep failing
the
over?
difficult part in my research, it was a subject that people didn't work. Like there was not a lot of people who work uh, on my subject.
What was that
So I
about? Could you get us?
was about the physiological disorder of tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, well,
Physio.
people worked on it, but the part of the subject I was working on, there was not a lot of people talking about it. So
Okay.
I had to, do everything myself. And as it was a PhD, I couldn't just find some simple result. I have to look for the mechanism and all these things, and it wasn't easy.
Mm-hmm. And
So it was a lot of work, and yeah.
okay. And like what was the result to define that it failed? Like you couldn't get the tomato distortion, or what was that? Like how to define if that's
No,
a
I
good
could
result
actually.
or not?
They used to say there is no bad result in science.
Yeah. Did they say
It's
that?
not because you
I
fail
didn't know.
that is a bad result. The result is a data is a result. Is there is no good or bad result, but found out that actually I was working on a micronutrient called boron on tomatoes, and I found that in summer that micronutrient make the physiological disorder I was working on more severe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the key findings in that research.
So
And yeah, it was
micronutrient.
difficult because it's a micronutrient. than 5 milligrams in 100 liters, like
Mm-hmm.
very, very a little amount.
Okay.
And it's a lot of challenge to manage this kind of research.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
For the agriculture, you need to control a lot about the water, the soil, the
Exactly.
weather. The weather is
Exactly.
very challenging, right?
Temperature.
Yeah, the temperature. Yeah. And then you could graduate on time.
Yeah, I could, yeah. Luckily, I could graduate
Congratulations.
on time.
When was it?
I was in, my defense was in July 2022, and
Okay. So
graduation
like
ceremony was in September.
okay, so after me one semester. I graduated in March
What?
2022. I graduated in March
Yeah.
2022. Yeah. So you was
Yes,
like
yes.
one semester after me.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then after Japan, you went back your home country,
Yeah,
Benin,
I went back home straight.
and set up your
Yeah, because
business
at some
there.
point I was tired.
Yeah.
Depression, burnout, and all the things. I was just like
Oh
me.
my
I'm
God.
taking like 6 months of sabbatic years, or I don't know, but whatever. I wanted to go home and rest.
So like you had 6 month resting time, and how was it like when you back home? Did your son recognize you?
Of course, he knew that it's his mom, but it was not the baby I left. He was big
Yeah.
enough.
So like he was like 8 years old.
Yeah, he was 8 years old, big enough, and
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it was
Yeah.
okay. Then
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
tried to get closer
Yeah.
and start a new life.
And now it gets closer again.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
both
yeah.
get closer again. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's cool. And he's staying like you staying with your parents, or you stay like independent?
No, no, I'm not in the same place because the
Okay.
university where I'm working and where my company is not in the same city.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
But they come around for holidays.
Mm. That's
Anytime they
nice.
have any
Yeah.
holidays,
Yeah.
they're around.
Yeah. That's nice. You grow up and you need to have your independent place.
Yes.
But yeah,
I
tell us
need
about
to
your
have my
business.
own house.
I'm so eagerly want to learn about your business because you set up, Hervé told me that you set up a new business there. He carry, I often see you post on Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like
Actually,
you're
I
doing
started
business.
it when I was still in Japan, but it was like a blog. You remember, right? I used to
Mm,
do like some small videos, but then people start asking a lot of questions. Then I was just like, okay, let's do it as kind of consultancy. And then, yeah, I start having a lot of customers. Then I'm just like, okay, let me give their company. But the company come with challenges. You have any time to be looking for customers. You have to be paying for the, you know, rents and paying money, and it's a lot of challenge. But we are actually doing our best. And as also Heather worked on that drone things,
yeah.
we just have a department that works on the drone mapping, agricultural drone
Mm,
mapping, and yeah, spraying and all these things. We are working on it
wow.
actually. It's
So like you have your business have two parts. One is one part is the production. So
Yeah, one part is the production
it's
about
about
plant
tomatoes.
production, tomatoes, chili, lettuce, all the vegetables, leafy vegetables and
Okay.
whatever fruit vegetables. And the other part is the Department of Drones mapping.
Okay. Wow.
And the third part is about communication, agricultural communication. So
Agricultural
it's
communication.
making videos to
Yeah.
promote some companies that talk about agriculture, or some labs, research,
Mhm.
conferences, or all these things.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that part collaborate with university or like a,
Yes, exactly. We collaborate with a lot of labs in the universities and also for some projects that's not in the university, but they work on some research or some projects to help farmers or all these things.
wow. And sorry, I need to get back to the beginning because the internet was dropped. Like
Okay.
you, when you were in Japan, you were videoing something for blogs about
Mhm.
the plant, thing like that. And then
Yeah,
many
yeah.
people ask you some question.
Yes.
Uh, and then how did it begin? Can you?
So I was just like, okay, as the question were getting a lot, I was just like, okay, you can come and pay for consultancy, and we give you advice.
Ah, okay, consultancy. So like
Yeah,
they ask question and then you give them consultancy.
exactly.
Wow,
Like
that's
we can give
amazing.
you advice for what you
Yeah.
are doing, how to do it, and
Wow.
even send our staff to see how things are going on the ground and all
Wow.
this thing.
That's amazing. So that time you, I didn't aware that you already did very well business
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that blog. So you post it on YouTube.
Yes.
I remember
So
the video was like a simple. You
exactly,
post,
the
yeah,
video was in YouTube and also on our Facebook pages.
yeah, and then
Mm,
people curious about and then you
exactly.
charge money
Yes.
to answer the question and
They will be like,
you
okay,
got
me too.
yeah.
I have this kind of problem in my farm. I have this kind of problem with my production. How to solve
Wow.
it? How to do this?
Yeah,
And then yeah, that's how it starts.
and you could help them
Yeah,
with
yeah.
your advice. How many
Mm.
people asked you that time?
I don't know. A lot of people.
A lot. Wow, that's
Yeah, a lot.
amazing.
Because for even for some of them,
Yeah,
before I come back home, I was doing it online.
yeah.
Like you book 1 hour or 2 hours, then we discuss on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I come back home, then register for the company.
Oh my God, that's really
Mm.
incredible. You're really amazing. Like that part is really important. So it's really like you went from zero to hero. Like when you you graduated undergraduate and then want to make something different, you went for education and then you already earn money during that time when you were studying and then
Mhm.
started business after you arrived home.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
what is the scale of your business now?
What?
What is the scale of your business now?
Uh, we are kind of startup, have
You
five
you
permanent workers and a lot of internship because the student comes from the university for internship, 2 or 3 month internship.
mm,
And sometimes when I need some skills out of my collaborators, then we work with
mm,
uh, part-time people.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. And how big of the farm for the tomato?
The farm is not yet. Actually, we are now this year trying to get a bigger farm, but up to now we had like something of 500 square meter just to like kind of experiment because you know the
Mm,
weather in Japan is not the same here. We have a kind of experimental site. Then from this year we make it bigger and maybe
okay,
have one greenhouse to start for starting.
okay. So have you already earned money from your business?
Do I have what?
Earn money? Like have you
Yeah,
earned money?
yes, yes, yes,
Because
yes, yes.
yeah, because you said that it's 500 square meter experiment. So I'm wondering, like, did you get any tomatoes and chilies to
No,
sell?
no, actually, no, actually, the company is not only doing production. It's not
Oh,
only doing plant production. We
yeah.
also do consultancy. We also do
Oh,
communication for
mm,
companies
yeah.
and the labs at university. That they pay for it. Actually, we don't do it for free. And
Okay.
also pay for it. So we have customers for that.
Yeah.
So we work for with the university. We work for private companies, and we also
Mm,
work for some government
mm,
agencies.
Okay, so like you earn money from the
Yeah. So
consultancy.
the money we are getting actually is not actually it's not even from the production. We are
Okay,
investing
not
in the
yet.
production now. It's not
Okay.
yet, we are not yet earning from it.
Yeah, but sure it will be. So like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
earn
yeah.
money from the consultancy, from the communication.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me
Mm-hmm.
again, what's the communication about?
The communication for the company, it will be like they want to showcase it, they want to show what they are doing, promoting their company. They want people to know about what they are doing. For the university lab, it may be they want to communicate about the result of their research
Mm,
or communicate about the project they are working on that things. And for government agencies, it may be communication about, for example, for the agencies in charge of rice production, it may be communication about some video about um, how much of rice they produce, where to get this kind of seeds, where to get this kind of, a lot of things. So we just
mm.
make the video for them, the communication plan for them, then they pay us.
Okay. Okay. So like a lecture, like a lecture, providing video lecture
Not
about.
kind of lecture,
Mm,
it can be a kind of lecture, it can
yeah.
be like we produce some posters for them,
Mm-hmm.
some flyers for them,
Okay.
some video production. It depends on
Okay.
what they want. Mm.
Okay. Okay. And then they pay money for that. That's cool. And what's your vision for the company? What's the vision for the production?
It's actually to make it better, to make the drone map department more bigger with bigger drones, with spraying drones,
Yeah.
and yeah, cover markets in Benin and around, not only in Benin but also in the other countries of Africa and Europe, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? I believe that you will go as far. You will go
My
far to
goal.
Europe.
It's
Yeah,
not a dream, it's my goal.
yeah, yeah. I believe because you are a superwoman, and I'm sure that you would make it far to Europe.
Thank you.
I can't wait. I can't wait to that day. Yeah. So, like, are you
Thank you.
seeking for collaboration in like
Yeah, of
any?
course. Actually, we had a meeting with a Japanese company that works also on drone mapping, but in the health sector in Ghana. So we
Mm,
discussed to see how we could collaborate and, cover agriculture sector there in Ghana and with them collaborating in Benin too. So yeah,
okay.
we are looking for collaboration. It can be some labs that have projects in Africa. It
Yeah.
can be Larry Sensei's lab. We are discussing a lot about which kind of
Wow.
collaboration we can have.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are discussing with a lot of partners.
Yeah. So like the Japanese companies,
Mhm.
they want to collab with your company and some company in Kenya, in Ghana, in Ghana. Yeah.
In Ghana, yeah.
Okay. Wow. And what do they provide in the collaboration?
In the collaboration, as we discussed now, we didn't yet sign for it, but
Yeah.
as we are discussing now, it can be they provide us some drones that we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
That they provide drones. It can
Yeah.
be that they provide anything we need that we don't have and they have.
Mm.
Actually, for us, we are providing expertise in agriculture that they don't have because they
Expertise.
are working in health.
Okay. You
So
provide the
we
experts.
can exactly we are experts in
Yeah.
agriculture and production and drone mapping in agriculture sector. We provide them
Mm.
expertise and they provide us uh, the drones.
Facilities. I saw you sometime was on Japanese newspaper, right?
Yeah, actually, I'm still having some collaboration with the Rotary Club. I was even there last November.
Is it?
So sometimes they have like some. magazines and they ask me for interview or all these things.
Oh yeah, I remember you were also being model that time when you were in Japan. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's so cool. Oh, yeah, very nice.
Mm.
That's that's really a lot to learn from you, Marietta. And I really can't wait to see how big your business is growing.
Thank you.
And who knows, we could collaborate sometime, some point in the future. Who knows,
Of
right?
course, we will.
Yeah,
We'll talk
yeah,
about it soon.
yeah. We talk about it soon because,
Yeah.
yeah, one day when my business grow and who knows, we could collaborate, and I would be so
Yeah.
happy about it. Okay, Marietta, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
I have learned a lot from your journey, and I'm sure that it also benefits for many people.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah. Okay, keep in touch.
Okay, take
Yeah.
care too.
Take care.